Good day everyone, Shannara here from the DeltaElites channel, and today I'm bringing you a walkthrough of Infected Ground Advanced, Infected Manus Advanced. Sadly there is no Elite version of this, so we're kind of stuck with a rather simple one. But first thing, Starbase personnel. Don't activate that until you have your full team together at the front door. Now normally with a good Elite team, especially being on Advanced, you don't need to take the time to lure these drones. But if you're doing training or you're not sure of your team, we're going to show you anyhow how to do this. You just, quantum mortars will blast through shields. So you set up your quantum mortars and some kind of lure to activate the drone on the other side. Your T5 Delta rep will do it, or if you have Ophidian Cane, as you see that activated them so that the quantum mortars can detect them now. It's a slight time-saving device. If it's a sort of a newer team, could save you about 30 seconds. Team like ours probably saves us about 10 seconds or so. Now, by the way, some of the things I'm going to mention here, we might not follow these rules explicitly. We're a pretty good team here. We run this on a regular basis, so we all know the routine. So keep that in mind. Now, in this mission, one of the main things you're working to do is you have 10 Starbase personnel that you need to rescue from being assimilated by the Borg. The main point of this training is really to teach you, there are trigger points before you enter into each of these rooms where the Starbase personnel are located. And if you go past that point, like I said, begins the activation. So you like to stay in front of the trigger lines, take out most of the Borg that you can, so that by the time you go into the room, you're not inundated and taken down before you get a chance to save the civilian. So here we go, through this first hallway here. Like I said, real easy drones to take out. And here's your first trigger point. I like to set a med gen and a mortar. And one of the tricks, because as you see with people's shard drones and things like that, it can be really confusing to know when an actual teammate is running into the room. So what we like to do, jump rush the room. That way people know it's actually you. And here is your first personnel. You take out the worker drones. With an engineer, planting mines and a bomb usually takes it out. And you rescue your crewman. Now in this room, even though you have a number of drone on the left side, don't go over to the left side of the room, because that is an activation point that will start setting off the drone. Where I'm standing right here, pretty much to that bush over to the left, don't pass that area. This is an actual trigger point for the next section. So get yourself lined up here. Again, mortars, med gens, take out the majority of the first group. And once you can't target anything, rush the room. Again, jump rush. Same location as the first, over to your left here. Take out your worker drones. And you rescue your crewman. Now this next section is just a repeat of the first. Go through your hallway here, take out your drones. And your next trigger point is the same place as the first time, right here. Don't cross through this archway. past the pillar, I mean. Same thing as before. Take out the initial elites. Rule of thumb used to be once the elite's taken out in the heavy, you go. It's kind of what we still do now. And jump rush your room. Take out your 3 worker drones first. And you rescue your crewman. Now, somehow we kind of aggroed most of the next room. Whoa, a lot of the next room. Really good point to bring up. Do not respawn. If you do respawn in this mission, it takes you, well, at this point, because you haven't gotten into the next section, it will take you all the way back to the beginning, and it takes you a little while to catch up. So wait a few. It's worth waiting the time to let a teammate resuscitate you when you get a chance. Same kind of trigger point, only this time, since they cleared, we're going to go ahead and rush. The personnel is at the back right corner of the room. Same thing. Take out your worker drones. And rescue your crewman. Now this next winding hallway, we're going to hit 3 groups of Borg. And the trigger point is right before you hit the 3rd group. That was the first. These are all real simple drones. Your second. Now down here, your 3rd set. Your trigger point is at the bottom of the ramp. Do not pass that point. That will activate. And this room is a lot more important because now you're going to come into a room with 2 Starbase personnel. One at the far back of the room on the left and on the right. So as you see in our chat, what we do is establish who's going to go left, who's going to go right, and jump rush your room. Yeah, when they're this far back, it seems like it takes forever to get there sometimes. Same premise. Take out your worker drones first. Now, if you're not sure of your team, before rescuing, rush over to the other side. But you see, they've already rescued their civilian as well, and I know this team well. But you rush over there to back them up and help them because once you see the rescue crewman button come up, they can't assimilate that drone any longer, or that crewman any longer. So he's perfectly safe until you clear out the rest of the room. Now, normally as you go through this hallway, there's going to be 2 more sets of drones. This one that's normally right there has already been aggroed into the room. Real easy drone. Let me show you here. Some set of mines and a bomb should take them all out in one blast. Yeah, like that. Now, this next doorway, don't enter until you have your full team together. Once you enter this room, in about 5 to 10 seconds, it will bring up a shield and lock you in. As you do go in, on the right and left side, you're going to see 2 drones that haven't been activated yet. Plant your mines, and see, pretty much as soon as they come to life, takes them out. And that gives you your first boss, which is Manus. He used to be twice the size. He's a little shrimpy dude now. But plant all your mines, bombs. He goes into a regen phase, and then just take him out. Real easy guy. Turn around. Take out the rest of the drone in your room. Now I brought that back shield down, but you see there's a shield on that other door still. So you need to get 3 of your teammates together and simultaneously enter the sequence into the consoles, which brings down the shield into the next section and your next trigger point. Now right here where we stopped, that line in front of us, that's your trigger point. And this is another room with a left and a right side civilian. So establish your left and right. Once you take out the first set, like that, jump rush. Three worker drones, take them down. And See, they've already got number 7, so they've already rescued their crewman, and we're number 8. So when you hit an even number, you know both on the dual rooms have been taken care of. After this room is another one of those winding downward hallways. This time you have 4 sets of drone, and right before the 4th set is another trigger point. First and second, well, all sets are pretty easy with a good team. That's your second set. And one thing I got to remember about that T5 Delta rep, it didn't just aggro the ones in front of me, it aggroed the team down to the right, so yeah. That T5 Delta rep needs to be used wisely. But yeah, there's your 3rd set of drones. Take them out. Now your next trigger point is right here at the bottom of the ramp again. Well, just before the bottom of the ramp, where your 4th set of drones are. Same kind of a room. You've got drones in both sides, the left and the right. Once you've taken out this first set here and you're targeting the elite, rush the room, jump rush of course. And I'll go to the left side. Now keep watching. I see 8 personnel saved, 5 minutes and 30 seconds. There's ours. Rush to the other side of the room to help them. Oh, there we go. 10 of 10. And that's the optional. Well, they still call it an optional, but it's required optional. That's it. Now this final room is a plasma-filled room with a bunch of cubes that you need to jump to get to consoles. There's 4 consoles, 1 in every corner. First thing you need to do going into this room is establish your jumpers. Get some good jumpers, kind of why I like using a Friesen. And once you get your 3 jumpers, now we're a good team, so we don't follow the protocol. Basically what you're supposed to do though is enter the room, like I say, LRC, which is left, right, and then center, clearing it out in that order. Now we go in and we kill them all because, yeah, like I said, we're a decent team. We go in, squat, take your left side down. You would turn around then, take out the drones on the right cube, which he's already got taken down. And then you'd go up and there's 3 drones here in the center. Now once those 3 drones are taken out, your jumpers are supposed to go to the first cube. And what's happening is basically they're taking out the full back wall. Now that used to be, and it probably will be once we have an elite again, because what happens is, well, let me show you this real quick. Enter the sequence, all 3 simultaneously. Now your center post will be in range to upload the computer virus. Allow your center person to do this. Now again, normally, like I said, we have your 3 jumpers and you have your 2 centers. Your 2 centers, once we hit this, they would then be turning and starting to attack and take down the drones on the 3rd cube, clearing the way along the back wall for us. The reason that's important in elites is because there's a certain length of time once you've killed the drones on a certain cube before they respawn. If you leave the back wall when we are taking on the main boss, it takes much longer for them to actually start respawning, and it gives us a nice safe zone for us to be able to pick our locations and our spots to go and actually kill the boss. So that's why we do it. Again, Brian went over there and took them all out because it really doesn't matter at this point and in the advanced version of it. So now once you've taken down the 4 It brings down the shield on your center, which is pretty easy to take out, and then you're down to your final boss. I like to set up a mortar, bombs, some mines, get myself up on the edge here. Oh, not over the edge. And again, this boss really needs to be buffed up because she is just way too simple to take out. And that's why the back wall doesn't matter so much anymore. But there you go. Perfectly run IGA showing you the trigger points for training purposes. Later, as we do get an elite, we'll worry again a little more about that back wall. Until then, thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you on Star Trek Online and the DeltaElites channel. Have a good day.